Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. We're doing the Cyclopean Foundation's custom campaign by the Beard, and I remember this one being pretty rough for Scenario 3, which is Private Lives. Let's see how it goes. The rain subsided while you were at the auction. The late night air is still damp and frigid. Your mind dwells on the many possible confrontations with Wycliffe as you march briskly toward his estate in French Hill. It's difficult to predict conversations with a man that you know so little about. James Wycliffe isn't even a native of Arkham, having moved here from out of state several years ago. You believe him to be a retired architect from Pennsylvania, from what the articles about his early expedition stated, but it's clear that he's something more than that. The one thing that is certain is that he knows the truth about these strange events tonight. Wycliffe's manor slowly comes into view as you round the corner to his street. Its design straddles the line between compliance with the French Hill aesthetic and the flair of modern Art Deco architecture, designed by Wycliffe himself. Your appreciation is understandably minimal as you tread the garden path up to the front door. You seize the brass knocker, intending to wake the whole household if need be, but the door swings open limply at first touch. The questions that had been percolating in your mind all night evaporate in a flash. There, just beyond the mantel in the dim light of the street lamp behind you, lies the body of James Wycliffe. His face is frozen in a mask of terror, and it is clear from the bloodied holes in his evening jacket that his death was anything but natural. You stand in stunned silence until a creak from the upper floor echoes down at you. Whoever murdered Wycliffe is still here, but why? Your mind races through the facts until you arrive at a single new objective. Wycliffe may be dead, but the answers to your questions must still be somewhere within his mansion. Whether the murderers want to learn the truth for themselves or simply destroy it, you had certainly better find it before they do. The murderers seem to know plenty about Wycliffe, but you still need to make up lost ground. You begin at once with the corpse. At first, the body seems bare of anything but clothes until a glint from the street lamp reflects off of Wycliffe's fingers. A silver ring etched with strange symbols shines up at you. Anything unusual could be instrumental in unraveling this mystery, and so you pocket the ring before beginning your search of the manor in full. Okay, let's see. So we have 6 notice, so we are going to start with the countermeasures, as always. So we're going to have Guardian and Mystic again. Honestly, these things aren't too bad. It's pretty much just a one action tax. And I mean, the Mystic one, I was just ignoring through most of it. All right. Next, if you have 4 or more notice, it does change the agendas. Active Crime Scene version 2 and TikTok Men, you're on their time, and you remove the other stuff from the game. So 4 or more notice. So we have this agenda deck, and we have these TikTok Men. Oop, don't do that. All right. Set the following cards aside. TikTok Men are going to be set aside, so we'll put it over here. I'm assuming the location's in here. Yes, it is. Okay, we're good on those fronts. That means these are good to go. All right. One investigator must add Wycliffe's ring. All right, one thing I just want to verify. Okay, I'm using version 2. Okay, just making sure. All right. One investigator must add Wycliffe's ring to his or her deck. This card does not count toward the investigator's deck size. The investigator begins the game with Wycliffe's ring in his or her hand as an additional card. All right, so who do I want to start with this? It's an accessory. Counter cards do not count to your maximum hand size. As a reaction, when an encounter card is added to a hand, to the hand of an investigator at your location, you exhaust it to draw a card. Wycliffe's silver ring is engraved with a Latin inscription circling the outside. Virtuit silentio amore. Etched with mysteries. All right, I'm probably going to go ahead and give it to Marianne, so we'll deal with that in a bit. Everything else seems to be good to go. Yep, everything seems to be good to go. So shuffle the deck, and then over here we have 2 agendas. Active Crime Scene version 2. The assassins are still somewhere in the manor, but just who are they? They seem to be the same group that robbed the O'Bannons. But if they're not working for Wycliffe, then for whom? Whatever secrets Wycliffe knew, they clearly don't want to be discovered by others, which makes your mission that much more important now. 6, doomed to advance. And then we have 1 act. Obituary in progress. Somewhere in Wycliffe's manor lie the secrets to the Messenian expedition and your own employment to find the missing shipment. If at least 5 of the following are true, the investigators may choose to advance. So just like before, I believe if you do all of them, you get some bonuses. But we can study the architecture, read the news clippings, search the secret room, found Wycliffe's valet, read Wycliffe's journal, retrieve Wycliffe's letter, and then if you investigators interviewed the broker. So we have interviewed the broker, so we actually start with 1 already done. So good for us. Okay, final thing. We do have everything but elder things right now. Skull is -X, where X is the number of revealed locations with no clues on them, max -4. So right now it's technically 0. Cultist is -2. If a conspirator enemy is at your location, you lose 1 resource. This happens even if you pass the test. And then the tablet is -2, but it becomes -4 if your location is non-Euclidean. So it's going to be pretty messy. I'm going to go ahead and set this to 4 just because this can be set back to... I'm going to set it to -1 because I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to end up being. All right. And thankfully, I don't think I made any mistakes with the skulls last time, but I definitely was forgetting about them because scaling icons and all that. Anyway, let me put a break here and I'll be right back. All right, let's do this. We'll shuffle and draw. Also, in the last time, we ended up getting that item, right? Yeah, we got the warp idol. Okay. All right, already starting out with Pete Sylvester and a Forbidden Knowledge. That is fantastic. None of our combat stuff. So let's tag out all of these. We can always get the clothing stuff later. Okay, we got a combat. Okay, that is a start right here. This is a start. Arcane Initiate and a Pete Sylvester. Yeah, I can work with this. Not too shabby. Okay. And then over here, deal to orange. All right, got our level 3 stand together. That's fantastic. The rest of this we will tag out. Okie dokie. We got things. Okay. Scrounge Supplies doesn't work with stand together at level 3, unfortunately. But we do have a hallowed mirror and a nautical chart. Okay, this is a pretty nice start. And then, of course, we start with the ring in our hand as well. Don't know if we want to actually play... Well, we have Hollow Mirror, so we definitely don't want to play it. Okay. Let's go ahead and... where do we start, by the way? We start at the entry hall, which is down here. Faintly lit by the outside street lights, the manor's entrance resembles that of a mausoleum. 3 shroud, 4 clues. Action, resign, you leave before the assailants can turn their full attentions towards you. As a lightning bolt, if there are no clues on the entry hall, read evidence 1 under scenario interlude, Wycliffe's evidence in the campaign guide. The style of architecture suggests the old and regal houses of Europe with a high vaulted ceiling. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I will start with Marion. So first action, I'm going to go ahead and do stand together, level 3. Oh, I didn't actually set my resources. My apologies. There you go. So 2 resources, 2 cards, 2 resources, 2 cards, and then I will use my ability to draw another card, which is going to trigger that, unfortunately. I will go ahead and do stick to the plan and do ever vigilant. I will take a horror because of this, but I'd rather do that to take advantage of my ability. So ever vigilant, I can play up to 4 investigators at the location as a group can play up to 4 assets. each of them being reduced by in cost by 1. So I will spend 1 to go ahead and get out the Hollowed Mirror, and spend 2 to get out the Nautical Chart. This will go into my hand. The rest gets shuffled in. Okay. So I got that going for us. All right. Oh, and then I still have 2 more things for that. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Pete Sylvester. Not sure where that plus book came from. All right. Okay, that's correct. And then I have 1 more I can play. We'll go ahead and spend 2 to get out a Shriveling for now. Okay, that resolves the out for Vigilant. Okay, next. I am going to go ahead and I think I'm actually okay with getting rid of Scratch of Supplies. So what we're going to go ahead and do is get rid of Trusted, Glimmer of Hope, and Scratch for Supplies to get rid of I'll Do It Myself. And then I'm going to go ahead and play a Soothing Melody. I'm going to go ahead and use that to heal 1 horror on myself and damage and draw a card. And then last action, I am going to my stat should be that. I'm actually going to go ahead and just draw another card. I mean, it's either that or I tried to do the thing here. You know what? I'll go ahead and do a Nautical Chart. So 4 to 3. We'll see how it does. We passed. We get 1 clue. Or I can get 2 if I discard a card. Let's discard the Inspiring Presence. Okay. Yeah, that works out pretty good. Heck of a turn. All right. Agnes. First action, play Forbidden Knowledge. I'm going to go ahead and use Forbidden Knowledge to gain a resource, and we'll put a horror on Pete Sylvester. I will take an action to do Arcane Initiate. I'm going to choose to take the horror on her. And then I'll search top 3. I will take a Rite of Seeking. Is this the level 2 version? No, it's not. We'll take that. All right. Shuffle. All right, and then last action, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out the Breath of the Sleeper. All right, end of the round. That will heal off, and no enemies. We go to upkeep. Okay, quite the start. Sign Magic. That will actually be somewhat useful. Fortuitous Discovery. That will also be somewhat useful. First Doom. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this and draw. Obscure Cipher. Attach Obscure Cipher to the revealed location with the most clues that does not have a copy of Obscure Cipher. Attached location gets +2 Shroud. No more than 1 clue may be discovered from the attached location from a single action or effect. After an investigator successfully investigates or discovers clues from a connecting location, discard Obscure Cipher. Okay, so if we get the clues off of someplace else, it'll be okay. All right. That's not the end of the world from a single action or effect. All right. Arsonist, 3 fight, 3 health, to evade humanoid conspirator, location furthest from all investigators. At the start of the enemy phase, if the arsonist is ready, choose one. Each investigator at arsonist location takes each investigator at arsonist location discards an item asset he or she controls or takes one direct damage, or you place one doom on arsonist. Unlike the other agents here, this man isn't the least bit subtle about keeping evidence out of your hands. Hits for 1 damage. Furthest location, it is a tie. So we'll put you over at the servants' quarters. And this is at the start of the enemy phase. Got it. I'm kind of okay with letting him cook for a little bit, but we do need to eventually deal with him. All right. So Obscure Cipher is going to be slightly of a pain. I'm going to start with Agnes. Search top 3 with Arcane Initiate. Those are some options. I will take... I'll take the Spectral Shield. It's a spell, right? Yes, it is. I will take it. As much as it kind of hinders her ability, honestly, being able to just tank a lot of damage in horror is just super useful. Alright, Forbidden Knowledge. Get that out first. Gain a resource. I am going to go ahead and move. All right, living room. The room directly adjoining the entrance hall is a spacious parlor for an entertaining guest. All right, 2 shroud, 2 clues. Lightning bolt. If you have found a strange ornament, put the set aside private study location into play. At the end of the round, if there are fewer than 2 clues on the living room, add 1 clue to the living room. The room is welcoming, but the fireplace is strangely spotless. So living room is going to be our last little go-to. All right. I think what we're going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to gain a resource, and then I'm going to fast out a Spectral Shield and a Sign Magic, which is going to give us another Arcane slot. I don't remember if I shuffled, so I'm just going to shuffle now. So if I get a clue from, if I successfully investigate or discover clues from a connecting location, it stops this. I kind of want to stop that. All right. But I can't really investigate. Not with my stats. Okay, well, we'll just draw a card then. Sword Cane, level 2. Perfect. All right, Marion. Let's go ahead and move first. Second floor hallway, a short half spiral staircase leads up to the entrance to another ornately designed hallway. Okay. 4 shroud, 2 clues. The hallway seems to twist to and fro with each step you take. Something about its architecture seems out of place. Good to know. All right. So as long as I do the thing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 and 2 resources to go ahead and knock out Task Force. I'm going to discover a clue here, which will get rid of this. I'm then going to move back down to here, which is going to make me take a card in my hand and shuffle it back into my deck. And then I will activate Nautical Charts, which will put us at 4-3. we pass, and I will discard Fortuitous Discovery to discover 2 clues here. And then I will use my ability to draw a card. Unfortunately, I cannot play that, but that's okay. All right. Lightning Bolt, if there are no clues in the entry hall, we can do Evidence 1. You take several minutes to study the ornate arches in the entryway. The designs are both intricate and intriguing. A far cry from the generic engravings you see on most buttresses of this kind. Odd symbols and images resembling excerpts from occult tomes adorn every inch of the stonework. Though you do not recognize many of them, what reason did Wycliffe have to include these designs? Remember that you studied the architecture. Okay. I'm just going to put a horror on this. Do we want to use a horror or something else? We'll use a horror for now, though it may break something. So, actually, what we'll do navigation things. There we go. So we have taken care of this one. All right. That is it for everybody. Go to enemy phase. At the start of the enemy phase, we do get a doom on you. Upkeep. Oh, also I should have healed a horror off of you. Okay, our other arcane initiate. That's great. All right, soothing melody, even better. Mythos, we're at 3 of 6. Cleaner, hidden, peril, humanoid, conspirator, 3 fight, 2 evade, 2 health. Secret add to your hand. Action, if you are at a location with a shroud value of 3 or less, spawn cleaner at your location. At the end of the round, if cleaner is in your hand, reveal it and it attacks you from your hand. What a jerk. Around every corner. Do an agility 3. Which is definitely a thing. All right, we'll do 3 to 3, I guess. This guy, he has what, 3 fight? Yeah. There's no conspirator on my location, but I do fail the check. So he's going to come to me. Makes an immediate attack against me, so he hits me for 1. And that's it. Okay. Let's Alright, so I'm going to take Agnes here. And I'm going to go ahead and move over to here. I'm going to go ahead and use Forbidden Knowledge to gain a resource. I'm going to go ahead and use Arcane Initiate to grab a Ward of Protection. I am going to go ahead and spawn this guy. This location is 3 or less. And then I will spend an action to blast this guy. I'm going to use Shriveling. This will put us at 6 to 3. This location is non-Euclidean, so we're good on that front. Skulls are now -1, officially. All right, 6 to 3. Good luck. All right, we do 2 damage. It kills him. Okay. At the end of our turn, we will go ahead and heal off of Pete Sylvester there. And be good to go. Now, one thing to note about the Spectral Shield is it's attached. It's specifically if we put damage and horror on the card we attach it to. I have it attached to Agnes, so if I put the damage on Pete, I believe it's okay. Or the horror on Pete, that should still be okay. Which is probably a mistake I've been making. Yeah, when attached card takes 1 or more damage. But let me think about that. Okay, I think, unfortunately, since I'm taking it, I do have to spend the charge. So I will spend the charge. Not a big deal, not the end of the world. Okay. In any case, I might as well play it safe anyway. Okay, that was it for Agnes. Goes to Marion. Marion is going to spend 1 and do a sweeping kick. This will put us at 7-3. We succeed. It's going to do 2 damage and auto-evade him. I will use my ability to draw a card. And then I'm going to do Stand Together off of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and move up to here again. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. Okay. Enemy phase, he's not readied, so he doesn't trigger his ability. On upkeep, he'll engage me. Okay. What's the order of operation? Okay. Mythos, we're 4 of 6. Abyssal Visions, this is the one where we have to draw another token. I can live with that. And this will surge. Archaic Evils, I will reveal the top 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that sucks. So I can either shuffle everything back in to put a Doom, or I have to remove each of them from the game. So, unfortunately, Fortuitous Discovery and one of my field agents is gone. But that's fine. I assume I'll never draw my field agents at this point. Alright, I will remove it because I don't want to add... Losing a Doom will actually be more costly. Alright. Investigation phase. Let's start with... I'll start with Agnes. So first things first, we will go ahead and do Forbidden Knowledge. Then we'll do Search Top 3. Let's take another ward. Okay. Let's go ahead and reveal an additional token and cancel the token with the highest modifier. Okay. Let's go ahead and attack the Arsonist. We'll go 6-3 with Breath of the Sleeper. I will spend a charge. Yeah, I'll spend just 1 charge. I will take 1 horror because of this, so that's going to eat up another charge because of the counterforce. And we'll be revealing 3 tokens. 1 initially, another one from Abyssal Visions, and 1 from Breath of the Sleeper. Okay. Anything that has the highest modifier, which is going to be the Elder Sign, so that gets canceled no matter what. We'll ignore the Cultist and then just take the -1, so we succeed. And do a damage to this guy and kill him. Then... for my next action, I'm going to go ahead and do Uncage the Soul to get out the other Breath of the Sleeper. I do have another Arcane slot because of Sign Magic. And then I'm going to go ahead and move up to hang out here. And then at the end of the round, this will get removed, so I'll go ahead and do that now. All right. Marion. Let's go ahead and spend 1 to do Winging It. This will put us at 3-3. We'll do 5-3. and hope it's enough. That was the one thing that will make me fail. So we do fail the check. I'll use my ability to draw a card. Then I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, actually, I can still chain another card off of this. I'll do Soothing Melody off of this. I will heal 2 damage and draw a card. Alright. I'm then going to go ahead and investigate with nautical charts. We'll go 4 to 4. That's only -2. I will use a lucky to pass to get this clue. And then I'm going to move from here. We'll go to the drafting room. Wycliffe may have been retired, but he's still dedicated. Actually, do I want to do it there, or do I want to go somewhere else? Yeah, I don't know where the strange ornament is at. Yeah, I'll go to the drafting room, which means I have to shuffle another card back in. Okay. Wycliffe may have been retired, but he'd still dedicated 1 room to be used as his office of architectural business. All right. 3 shroud, 4 clues. Lightning bolt. If you have 12 or more cards in your hand, read evidence 2 under the scenario interlude. Wycliffe's evidence in the campaign guide. Action. Spend any amount of clues. Draw 2 cards for each clue spent. That is amazing. All right, compared to the tidiness of the rest of the manor, the drafting room is stacked with papers, haphazardly strewn about. Victory 1. Cool. I don't know if clues are used for anything else, but that's still pretty neat. No enemies on the board. Upkeep. Oh, also, we're up to -2 on skulls. Okay. Mythos. Let's see, I moved. Yeah, that's all correct. I just forgot to. Yeah, I haven't resolved the counterforce yet. Okay. All right, Mythos, 4th Doom. All right. Got an enemy. Got both of the counter assaults now. Dimensional Fold, test agility X, where X is the shell value of location. If you fail, take 1 damage and discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If you fail by 2 or more, draw each weakness discarded. Johansson swears he was swallowed up by an angle of masonry which shouldn't have been there, an angle which was acute, but behaved as if it were obtuse. All right, we are 3 to 3. Good luck. All right, we do fail. We fail by 2 or more, so we are going to suffer the pain. Okay, we do get that weakness. Okay, not too shabby. It's only after I fail skill test. Okay. Investigation phase. Back to work here. Let's go ahead and do Arcane Initiate, search top 3. I will happily take this shriveling. All right, let's go ahead and fight. So I am going to be doing a willpower check, which unfortunately is going to hit me for damage. It's after it's resolved. So I was actually somewhat okay with what I was doing earlier. All right. Spend 3 charges. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy cow. Well, I can pick Elder Sign, so I definitely pass. I'll do 1 damage. Then I take 1 horror, which will get soaked by this. Then I'm going to go ahead and blast this guy with a shriveling. 6 to 3. We succeed. We do 2 damage. He dies. Yeah. This guy did have 4 fight, but I didn't get anything that was -3. So he dies, and then I take another horror, and then I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to go ahead and spend 3 to replace Breathless Sleeper with a Fresh Shriveling. And that'll be it for her. Okay. Meanwhile, over here. Do I want to do it that way? Actually, no. Let's take that back. Stop doing that. There we go. Actually, for my last action, I'm going to move. And I'll shuffle the Deny Existence back to the deck. Okay. The reason why I want to do that is because for what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and first action play Scrounge for Supplies. I will go ahead and take the Stand Together. Oh, not that Stand Together, the other one. The Stand Together. I'm going to chain off of that and then play Stand Together. Oh, actually, sorry. First I get rid of this. I have to get rid of this first. So I'll take a damage, then do the combo. All right. 1 second. Okay, I was just verifying I did that right. Okay. Then for my last action, I have 6 clues. So I am going to go ahead and take an action to spend 5 clues. Yep, I will spend 5 clues to draw 10 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have 13 cards in my hand, so I will go ahead and do the Evidence 2. Among the mountain of papers, you uncover a small stack of newspaper excerpts. The articles concern topics that you yourself would normally investigate. Many are reports of cult activities from various newspapers around the world. Photographs of profane idols and claims of dark influence fill each page. Worse still are the stories of mysterious deaths from those even tangentially connected to these events. Wycliffe has meticulously examined the articles, highlighting several passages and events that bear some resemblance to the trials you face tonight, particularly those concerning ancient rituals, vile fish creatures, and a malevolent deity whose followers call it Cthulhu. The papers here show that Wycliffe was by no means a cultist, rather someone who had discovered this grim reality by mistake. We got the newspaper clippings. I'm going to just make a copy of this, put it here to show we did it. Okay, that is everybody. Enemy phase, upkeep. I'm going to shuffle this again because I don't remember if I did it. Okay, Eyes of the Dreamer. That could be very helpful. And then over here, we are going to take 1 horror. And then I have to discard a bunch of stuff. We're going to discard nautical charts. Both Glimmer of Hopes. Both Determines. And a Perception. Mythos, we are at 5th Doom out of 6. Another one, oh, this one is that one. Okay. Okay, this is the one that makes me draw an extra token. Alright. Investigation phase. Oh boy. Lots of things to do today. Let's start with Marion. Marion, get out your field agent. All right. Next, we're going to go ahead and investigate. Well, actually, first we'll do one horror on this to get a clue. And then I'm going to do an action to investigate with nautical chart. That'll put us at 5-3. We'll go 6-3 with inspiring presence. Right now, both of them are -2, so I can just take one of them. So I was 5-6-3, so I do pass. I will ready an ally and heal a horror off of her. And I will discard a look what I found to get 2 clues. I'm then going to go ahead and use Field Agent again to get this clue. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to do Trusted, so this thing now has +1/+1 health and sanity. I'll use my ability to draw a card. And then off of that, I will do a Soothing Melody to heal heal a horror off of you, and a horror off of you, and draw a card. And then for my last action, I'm just going to move over here. The door to Wycliffe's bedroom is wide open. You can already see the furniture overturned. Lightning bolts, if there are no clues, you found a strange ornament. Lightning bolts. Investigators at master bedroom can spend 8 clues as a group. Read evidence 4 under scenario interlude. Wycliffe's evidence in the campaign guide. The assassins have already done a cursory search of the bedroom. Anything left here will be well hidden indeed. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't actually have enough clues to do what I need to do here, which is a little unfortunate. Okay, that was all my actions. I'll go ahead and discard this because we don't need to worry about it now. For Agnes, I'm going to spend an action to take a horror, which is going to get soaked. To get rid of this. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to replace Breathless Sleeper with Eyes of the Dreamer. I am going to go ahead and search... no, I'm not going to search top 3. And then I am going to go ahead and spend 2 to go ahead and get out Warped Idol. And that's going to be it for her. Enemy upkeep. Turtle injury. Okay, this Fortuitous Discovery, unfortunately, is completely worthless because the other 2 got removed from the game. All right, we do advance. Cleaning house. All at once, a great commotion sounds from the front of the house. Men in dark suits file inside with weapons drawn and other tools at hand. They spread throughout the manor with driven purpose, working to erase everything you're working toward. Your interference has become a priority problem to these men. Put the set-aside TikTok men into play next to the agenda deck. Shuffle the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. So here's the TikTok men. All right, you're on their time. Humanoid Conspirator Elite, Massive. TikTok men are considered to be at each reveal location. After you defeat TikTok men, flip them over and resolve the text on the other side. Hits for 1 and 1. They have 8 health, 3 fight, and 3 agility. Burn Notice. These additional agents have sped up your schedule considerably. If you don't deal with them and soon, then they'll quickly erase everything you've worked to discover, if not you yourself. At the end of the round, if TikTok men are at a location with any amount of clues on them, place 1 doom on TikTok men. As a lightning bolt, as a group, place 2 clues on your location to remove 1 doom from TikTok men, 10 doom to advance. Dimensional Fold. So this is another agility. The location I'm at is 3 shrouds. It's going to be 4 to 3. Sure, 4 to 3. We pass. Another one of these. 1, a 2, a 3. I am fine with removing each revealed card from the game. It's annoying, but I don't want to get to. Alright, investigation phase. So we need to deal with these guys. They have 8 health. Can I kill them in a round? Technically, maybe. Alright, let's start with Agnes. I'm going to Arcane Initiate, search top 3. I'll grab this Deny Existence. And we'll see if we can make something happen here. Alright, I'm going to start by blasting this guy, the TikTok bin, with Breathless Sleeper. I'll spend 3 charges. Actually, are you an elite? Yes, you are. So I'll reveal 3 tokens, or 4 tokens. Every time. I'll do 1 damage. Alright. I'll try again. Actually, no. Take this back. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and do a Whispers of Doom. So the difficulty is going to be 6 to 4, because they have 1 horror. Uh, 6 to 4, so I'll go 7 to 4 with Arcane Initiate. Oh, and skulls are -3 right now. Alright. I do lose a resource, but I do succeed, so this guy's elite, so it's going to do 3 damage. Like so. And then last action, we'll go 6 to 3 with a Shrivel. I will actually better. Oh, actually, I have a plan. I have something that can work. I'll do Shriveling. We'll go 6 to 3. Okay, 2 more damage. And then I'm going to spin 2 to fast out a Sword Cane. And I'll use its ability, which will do a damage immediately. It has to be someone engaged with you, which right now this guy is engaged with everybody. And then I get to activate this. So I'll go 6 to 3 on the fight action. And kill it. Alright, acting on orders. The final members of the strange group collapses against a wall and slides down to the ground, dead. You catch your breath and scan the darkened corners of the room for more before you calm yourself and begin to search the bodies. On one of the men, you find an open letter written on stationery from Wycliffe's own desk and in his hand. Gentlemen, concerning the stolen shipment, I have employed private investigators of considerable skill to locate it. I assure you that no further efforts will be required to recover the artifacts in total. Wycliffe. You can only guess whether this letter was sent to the agent's employer or just intercepted by them, but it suggests that Wycliffe was trying to keep them from getting involved in the search. Add this card to the victory display and remember that you retrieved Wycliffe's letter. Holy cow, that was amazing. So yeah, we did 1 damage with Breath of the Sleeper, we did 3 with Whispers of Doom, we did 2 with Shriveling, and then we did another 2 with Sword Cane. Or Sword Cane level 2, rather. Oh, I do need to do the Corrupting Influence. I did reveal at least 1 cultist, but let me check that. Okay, so yeah, the Cultist was when I did the Whispers of Doom. I'm not going to pick the autofail. I'll take the damage, and I'll have the Spectral Shield soak it. At the end of her turn, I will also take 1 damage from Internal Injury, which I will soak on Eyes of the Dreamer. Okay, that is it on that front. Goes to... yeah, we cleaned house. I am running out of ammunition as far as fighting's concerned, but we do have Sword Cane and Breath of the Sleeper that can at least do something. Speaking of doing something, let's continue doing things. So all that's there. All right. So on Marion's turn, let's... So right now we've done, we've got the letter, we got the, we studied the architecture, we got the news clippings, and we have the broker. So we've done 4 of them. So all we got left is the valet, the secret room, and the journal. And conveniently, there's only a few locations left to do that all with, so that's all good to go. All right, since we wiped out the TikTok men immediately, hopefully we don't have to worry about them for now. So we might be somewhat okay now. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna spend 1 resource to do a winging it. This will put us at 4-2, and I'll commit a Glimmer of Hope to go 5-2. We pass, we'll get 1 clue. I will use my ability to draw a card. And then off of that ability, I will go ahead and spend 1 to put all of the Glimmer of Hopes back into my hand. I will go ahead and use Field Agent to get a clue off of this. I'll go ahead and activate the Strange Ornament. Unfortunately, there's multiples on this thing. I'm just going to put a horror on it to represent that I'm doing that. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and move down to here. And then I am going to go ahead and move over to the servants' corridors. The door to the valet's room is ajar with some faint light glowing near the floor. 2 Shroud, 2 clues. Lightning Bolt. Investigators at servants' quarters discard cards from their hands as a group with a total of 8 skill icons. You read evidence 5 under scenario interlude, Wycliffe's evidence in the campaign guide. Wycliffe's manservant is lying face down on the floor of the simple room with a bloody welt on the back of his head. Also, before I did that, I need to actually resolve this. I'm going to put Fortuitous Discovery back into my deck. Okay. So is that Lightning Bolt? If I can get that many cards discarded. So 8 icons. This has 3. This has 2. And then this is 3 right here. So that's 8. 1, 2, 3. 6, 8. So that is 8 cards discarded. Let's go ahead and resolve this. All right. Evidence 5. It takes you several minutes to treat the valet's injury and rouse him to his senses, taking care to not alert the assassins further. The elderly man looks up at you literally, but with the motivation of duty. Master James, is he? You shake your head curtly, and the valet gives a despairing sigh. The poor man. I should have listened to his warnings, but he had been so erratic these days. He would shut himself in his room for hours at a time, only emerging to seek some atlas or geographical book. But I never would have imagined that any of that would lead to... The valet's voice quavers, and he buries his face in his hands. You tell him to stay out of sight until the coast is clear. Okay, so we've gotten everything except for the journal and the secret room. which I believe is probably good. I believe the journal is in the secret room. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, actually, no, sorry. I think the journal's probably in the master bedroom, and then obviously the secret room is in the secret room. Okay. Let's go ahead and go end of round. Enemies are dead. Upkeep. Dark Memory. It was bound to happen eventually. Got a lucky. Go to Mythos. First Doom. That was a round. Alright, Archaic Evils. No. Spend a charge. We're just going to say no to that. Obscure Cipher. Location with the most clues that does not have a copy of... it's a tie, so I can actually put it over here. And then just get rid of it by doing the thing over here. So that works out. Alright, investigation phase. Let's go ahead and start with Agnes. I'm going to spend 2 actions to get rid of Eternal Injury. And then we're going to move. And then I'm going to soak a horror, take a horror on Pete Sylvester, and then that's going to get healed. Also, I'll go ahead and do Arcane Initiate while I'm at it. No spell cards. Okay. Meanwhile, over here with Marion, I'm going to go ahead and investigate using the... Actually, what I'll do is I will spend 1 to do a Winging It from the discard. This will put us at 4-1. Also, skulls are now -4s, by the way. The more you know. Alright, so I'm 4-1. And I'm kind of okay with that. Give me 1 moment. Alright, just verifying that I spent the resource. I did, so let's go 4-1 and we'll see how it goes. We pass. This was from the discard, so I will get to get 2 clues. Alright, and then I will use my ability to draw a card. Unfortunately, I can't... Oh, actually, I will spend 1 to play the Glimmer of Hope. And put these back in my hand. Alright. And then I'm going to... Oh yeah, since I got clues from here, that gets removed. Yeah, it doesn't even say nearest. I get to pick as long as it's most clues. So that works out. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move twice back to this way. I do have to shuffle a card back into the deck. I'll pick a lucky. And then I will spend 8 clues. There you go, 8 clues. All right. So, evidence 4. In the headboard of Wycliffe's bed, you uncover a panel in the wood that conceals a thin leather-bound journal. Its entries cover his thoughts since he moved to Arkham, and there's a clear transition within the last 2 weeks where his pleasant optimism about the expeditions is replaced with a deep dread. The short form doesn't reveal all the details you would have liked, but he writes that he has discovered the terrible truth of his former colleagues and that he must keep Messenian artifacts from them. So we've read the journal. So the only thing we haven't done is search the secret room. And also we want to get all the clues off this location and then get out of here so we can get everything. Speaking of getting everything, that is everything. All right, upkeep. Upkeep. Mythos. Second Doom out of 10. Okay, this is back. This is back. Warp Stonework. If there is no copy of Warp Stonework attached to your location, attach it to your location, otherwise it gets surged. Attached location gains non-Lucidian instead take 1 damage or 1 horror and move directly to a location that is not connected to the attached location. Choose and discard a card from your hand to get rid of it. So this one's a headache. So instead of moving, you take damage or horror, then move directly to a location that is not connected to the attached location. So with this, I can actually take a damage and move to the living room, which I think I'm okay with. All right, let's I'm going to go with Agnes. I'll search top 3 for a thingy. I'll take the Eyes of the Dreamer. I then will go ahead and move. I have to shuffle something back into my deck. We'll take the Holy Rosary back. So we'll move and move to here. And then I will just gain a resource. All right, I'll go ahead and discard this because I don't have to worry about test. Oh, also, again, I spend a charge and soak with Pete Sylvester to deal with the Dark Memory. Okay. Marion. Let's go ahead and move. I will choose to take a damage and move to a location that is not connected to the attached location. And I'll just move here because it's not connected. Alright. I will Lightning Bolts and put the set aside Private Study into play. The ornament from Wycliffe's bedroom screws into place on the mantle and operates as a lever. A safety latch clicks off, and the fireplace glides backward on 2 short rails. Okay. Next, I will go ahead and do a Stand Together level 3. And then I will use my ability to draw another card. And then do a Soothing Melody off of that. I'll heal a horror off of you. And a damage off of you. And draw a card. And then I will go ahead and move. Four Shroud, 2 clues. Reveal random, Euclidean, reveal random chaos token. If you reveal a tablet or autofail, cancel the effects of the move. Actions, reveal 5 random tokens from the chaos bag. Investigators at the private study may spend any amount of clues to reveal 5 additional tokens for every 2 clues spent. If you reveal a bless or curse token, reveal another token. If you reveal 2 tablets or elder sign tokens, read evidence 3 under the campaign guide. The small alcove behind the fireplace holds a desk filled with diagrams that seems more like pseudoscience than grounded facts to you. Okay. So the bag has 5, 10, 15, has 19 tokens. 19 tokens. So if I can get 3 clues, I'll be good to go. All right, that is the end of the round. Yep, end of the round. So we'll go upkeep. I do have to discard. We will discard the Deny Existence. And then over here, we're going to discard Fortuitous Discovery and I'm winging it. Oh, also, before the end of my turn, I was going to go ahead and take a horror and grab a clue here. Because that is useful. All right. Mythos. I only moved last round, right? Yeah, I think I only moved. I didn't actually do any test. All right, well, 3 doom. Location with the most clues without another spook. That's going to be this location then. Missing pieces. Scheme, mystery. If you do not control any clues, it gets searched. Otherwise, Willpower 3, the test gets +1 difficulty for each conspirator enemy at your location. If you fail, place 1 clue at your location for each point you fail by. Something isn't adding up in the information you found. Okay. Let's commit a... Also, this should be ready this time. All right. As a lightning bolt, I am going to go ahead and take another horror, which this is trusted, so it doesn't kill her off, so I can grab this clue. And then for the test itself, I'm going to go, I'm 2 to 3, 3 to 3, 4 to 3, 5 to 3, 6 to 3. And we'll see how we do. We pass. And then I'll ready this and heal a horror off of her. All right. Investigation phase. Let's start with dealing with the spook. After you perform 3 different actions in a row. Sure. Play. This will be a play action. I'll do an engage action. And then I'll do a fight action with a shriveling. We'll be 6 to 3. We'll go 7 to 3 with fearless. Okay. I am going to lose 1 resource. I am also going to take a horror from that and a horror from this, but they're 2 different sources, I think. Yeah, this is after it resolves, right? Yeah, after you resolve it. Okay, so that's going to soak up 2 of these. I do pass the test, though, so I heal a horror, and I do 2 damage, which will kill this guy. So I did a play action, because I believe it counts the playing the thing itself, but I'm not entirely certain. 1 second. Okay, basing off what haste says, you don't count it. You don't count the play action, at least from a brief search. But I'm pretty sure I saw something that said differently. But I won't worry about taking another action then. Okay, in that case, I'll go ahead and soak a horror off of the dark memory and call it a day. Oh, also, I did do this again, so I will also take a damage from that. Yay, corrupting influence. Okay, but that takes care of that. Also, Arcane Initiate, search top 3. I don't think I have any spells left. All right, meanwhile, Marion. We have 3 clues. So I'm going to spend 3 clues and literally reveal all the tokens in the bag. Oh, actually, sorry, it's every 2 clues spent. Never mind. Okay, we'll need some help for that. All right then. For my actions, then. Well, I can still do it. I'll just reveal 5 tokens. I literally got all of them. Okay, whatever, game. All right. In that case, we're done with that. We did it. We did it, game. We did it, gang. Evidence 3. The hidden room appears to be as much a workshop as it is a study. Fragments of carved stone lie scattered throughout the various drawers beside mason's tools and scientific papers. It dawns on you as you run your fingers over one of the stones that space is bending ever so slightly around it. Wycliffe had somehow learned how to carve the stone to hold this strange property. Equally strangely, much of the room is covered in dust, as if it hadn't been touched in weeks. Why did Wycliffe abruptly stop after this significant breakthrough? We have searched the secret room. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've done everything. Yeah. Okie dokie. And I believe I already did the resolution for that counterforce. I mean, even if I didn't, you can tell I'm kind of okay as far as health is concerned. All right, Marion's going to try to get out of here. Reveal a random chaos token. If it is... Okay, I'm good. I can leave. And then last action, I'm going to... Do I have a winging it in here still? I do have a winging it in here. I will spend one to do the winging it that's in here. So this is going to put us at 4-1. I will spend one to do a lucky, and that'll pass. And so I get both clues here. And then I will advance. I'm not going to worry about my ability. We got everything we need. Okay, I will choose to advance at this point because now we have all the clues removed from all the locations. We're good to go. All right. Best laid plans. Finally, the fog of deception surrounding the expedition is beginning to lift. With the evidence you've gathered, you make your departure from the manor, sparing one final moment of silence for the murdered financier. If the investigators found 5 or fewer, you do resolution 2. If you found all 6 pieces of evidence, you get resolution 3. We definitely got all 3. Or all 6, sorry. Resolution 3. You left no avenue unchecked in determining the truth of Wycliffe's plan. Through your diligence and determination, you now know the full series of events that led up to the architect's murder. Wycliffe's funding of the expeditions has done at least in part for the benefit of his... Wycliffe's funding of the expeditions was done at least in part for the benefit of his former associates. This continued until the most recent one, during which he discovered some secret and resolved to keep the artifacts out of their hands. He hired the O'Bannons to hijack the shipment, and then subsequently hired you to both make himself appear innocent and to discourage his former colleagues from attempting to find the stone themselves. You don't know what he intended to do with the stone after that, but he may have been banking on the O'Bannon's violent reputation to keep it safe. Despite Wycliffe's efforts, he wasn't able to outwit your enemies for very long. It concerns you how quickly this organization was able to act and how many agents they fielded against you. They seem to be everywhere, always plotting and moving. Your thoughts flash back to the cult reports in the drafting room, and you recall the similar way that the servants of Cthulhu operated, always in the shadows and always ready to strike. The gruesome fish-like creatures you battled at the riverfront lend credence to this theory. Cult or not, the question you must now ask is where these men have taken the Messenian stone and just what they intend to do with it. From what you can surmise based on Wycliffe's experiments with the stone in his study and his own architecture, the spatial warping property is central to their plan, and he likely taught them to reproduce this effect before his discovery of their secrets. You can also can guess based on Wycliffe's geographical research that their plot will culminate somewhere far from Arkham, but he hadn't figured that point out before his death. Your only lead now is to trace where Wycliffe met with his former comrades and interrogate them yourself. Record that the investigators know the full story. Each investigator earns 1 bonus experience from their complete insight into the mythos, and we get 3 notice. So I believe that puts us at, we are at 6, that'll put us at 9. Should be at 1 and 1. Okay. Resolution 4. With dawn breaking over Arkham and exhaustion dragging at your body, you finally return to your home for some well-deserved sleep. It has been an arduous night in all regards, but you can recuperate in the relative safety of day. Rest may not come easy, but it is vital for you to be in peak condition to fight the conspiracy that still looms around you. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X. And then we're obviously going to have additional notice. We're going to get 2 additional notice, so we're going to be at 11 now. Needless to say, we're going to have every bad thing happen to us from now on. So yeah, our total is 7. And Agnes will get an additional 1 for the great work. And then next will be scenario 4, which is the crumbling masonry. All right, so 11 notice. Needless to say, we're quite the thorn in their side. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It wasn't too bad. I think mainly the thing that made it not too bad for us is the fact that we only spawned 1 arsonist. Like if we got a bunch of arsonists, it can actually be pretty crazy. Also, these covert attacks can surge, which we didn't even draw a single one of those. Yeah, everything else was actually kind of pretty well under our control, which was kind of surprising. Yeah, we just kept getting things like abyssal visions and archaic evils and those likes, and then the enemies we got were ones that spawned on top of us in most cases. So yeah, wasn't too bad at all. All right, let me be right back. All right, so we got a bonus experience for getting everything, and then 7 victory, and then +1 because of great work. So that's 9 experience for Agnes. Definitely was considering a lot of different upgrades. I definitely want to upgrade Sign Magic eventually, but I just haven't found the time to do it. I decided to go ahead and try to take advantage of some cards that are not upgrades, just to kind of get those filtered in gradually. So I'm going to go ahead and get Relic Hunter and Crystalline Elder Sign. So each of these are going to cost 4 experience each. They originally cost 3. We already know about Relic Hunter. It's just going to give us another accessory slot, which we'll just put there. And then the Crystalline Elder Sign we haven't really played with. It is an item, Relic Bless, costs 3 to get out, commits for a wild, takes up an accessory slot, and when you play it, you have to seal a +1 or Elder Sign, but you get +1 to all your stats. So with that, in combination of like Pete Sylvester, that would essentially be, my stats would look something like this, which 7335 is pretty crazy. So we'll see how it plays. Also, I just don't need the soak for Holy Rosary. We seem to always find our Spectral Shield, and we have plenty of other characters that can soak for us as well. So that's 8 experience, leaving me with 1. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my remaining Sword Cane to level 2, because that thing kicked butt. It even has a subtitle, Designed by the Council of Poles. Oh, okay. So it's going to cost me 1 for that because of Down the Rabbit Hole. And then the last upgrade, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the remaining Shriveling to level 3, which will cost 0 because of Down the Rabbit Hole and both Arcane Researches. So that is a total of 9 XP, putting us in a pretty good spot. Also, I'm not sure why that was clicked off. All right. All right. Also, we have like 3 accessories in this deck, so I may as well try to make use of them. So, well, yeah, go from there. Anyway, Marion has 8 XP, and she's going to end up spending 7 of it. So, upgrading the remaining Stand Together, I think that's a good call. Only bad part, of course, is you can't use Scrounge Supplies with it. At this point, we're kind of running out of 0-cost events to actually recall. What I have left are Look What I Found, Winging It, which you generally don't want out of the discard. Fortuitous Discovery, which again you kind of want the keep in the discard, and the Look What I Found, which I have yet to actually use a single one. So I'm going to go ahead and replace both Scrounger's Supplies with True Awakening, which I believe I've played with, showed off on some other characters. It's a specialist card for Blessed, Chosen, and Drifters, and Marion is a Drifter. So this will not only get her a free clue, but also get her the ability to draw 2 cards. Probably her biggest issue is she kind of eats up through her her hand pretty quickly, and so hopefully with this I can kind of help mitigate that a bit. It's also just it's 0 cost to play, so I don't have to worry about running out of money or any of that nonsense. And it just draws me a lot of cards, which is just really good. I think the only thing I would change as far as my initial deck building for the Clover Marion is maybe try to get some emergency caches in the beginning. I think that may help a little bit. But it really, I guess only time would tell, because honestly, a lot of our stuff isn't too expensive. We just have some expensive assets to get out, and then after that, we kind of are okay. It's just the fact that after I do that, I'm constantly using resources every round, just simply because I'm spamming events. Yeah, so far with Marion, it's been a lot of fun. I think I really like her as a Clover. Obviously, it's a bit awkward with that 3 book, but I play on easy difficulty, so it's not as bad. But even if I had failed a bunch of checks, I have luckies and all that, so it seems to work out. In any case, let's go ahead and swap these in. So this is a Spirit card. Yeah, Insight Spirit. Okay. No stick to the plan for you. All right, so yeah, that was 7 experience, leaving her with 1 remaining. And I think I am stuck. I think I do keep the ring. I'm assuming I keep the ring. I don't. It said to add it to your deck, at least in the last scenario. But then again, at the same time, what was that? Going twice. Let's see if I can verify it. Choose an investigator, and then for the remainder of the scenario, it doesn't take up scenario. Oh, this just says take control of it. So yeah, I think it's I think it does stay because it says specifically it goes in your deck. Okay. So with that in mind, we'll be diving into Crumbling Masonry next, which I don't remember anything about. Oh, I think it's the one where you actually are going to like the I think we're actually visiting the Cyclopean Foundation and seeing the members there. I think that's what it is. And then everything else, I remember Pyroclastic Flow. I don't really remember much else. All right. Well, I am the Depressed Dealer. This was Arkham Horror the card game, doing the Cyclopean Foundation's custom campaign with Agnes Baker and Marian Tavares. I'll see you guys next time.